It's an honor and a privilege for me to be up here. I was able to come up here last year, and I really had a great time with you guys and ladies, and I hope y'all have a great day out there fishing.
Canadian Sport Fishing, brought to you by Rapala, premium fishing gear crafted from experience. Yamaha Outboards, reliability starts here. Dickies, guaranteed workwear since 1922. Lucky Strike, all you need is a Lucky Strike.
Feels like a walleye. Clay, I feel so bad. You're my guest, and looky.
All I can say is get him in the boat. We'll get the skunk out of the boat early.
I'm going to take your glasses off so you get a look at these things. Because you know what?
Yes, sir. Here
in the Detroit River, they're pretty light colored. So this guy isn't big, but we talked about eating fish and how you like to eat fish. Have you ever had catfish?
Oh, yeah. We used to raise catfish at our house. We had a catfish farm.
Do you know that most Canadians don't realize how sweet catfish are to
Right.
eat?
They have a wonderful taste to them.
Yeah. I actually spoke for the American Catfish Growers Association. They had a big meeting in Toronto. And they had some chefs do catfish up that are raised in the South, probably in Alabama as well, and you know, some of the other states.
Cool.
And the people were blown away at how good the fish tasted. So I'm going to see if I can get this guy in the boat. He's a good eating size. So
Sure
you
is.
said that down in, was it in Alabama or one of the other states that you were getting sauger?
Alabama.
We have sauger in Canada as well, Clay, especially in Ontario and Quebec. But this would be considered a big sauger. So I think our Canadian record sauger is around 7 pounds.
Cool.
Where walleye is 22 pounds. So they get really big. But that fish, I'm guessing, is about 14, 15 inches. And what I'm going to do, the tape measure is right beside you. We're just going to take a measurement, because first fish is always a little bit hard, you know, until you get used to seeing fish of the same size.
Right.
Because we don't want to keep a lot of, you know, bigger fish, because we do want to have a shore lunch tonight with our friends.
Exactly.
So you know what? He's 17 inches. So to me, he looks small, because yesterday we were pre-fishing here,
Right.
and we got a couple that were around 5 pounds. You know,
Awesome.
so they would have been up in the 20, 23, 24 inch range.
Right.
But I think they're so light colored like this because of the color of the Detroit River. So a lot of times you get them near weeds, and they're really bright gold, dark backs. So I'm going to get him in the live well. Are you still feeling bottom, Clay?
Yes, sir. We're feeling great. Just waiting to fill the old tug.
We've been down here on the Detroit River many times, and a lot of times when we're fishing in deep water, we're vertical jigging using pretty heavy jigs, 5/8 ounce, even an ounce if it's windy, and plastic grubs on the bottom. But this time of the year, the walleye tend to move around a lot more because it is June, and this year things were very early. So the fish came in and spawned, and they're pretty well in the summer pattern, even though we're not June 21st yet. So the fish are suspended off the bottom and moving around a lot. One of the best ways to get them, instead of just jigging when you're fishing slow and covering a very small area, is to actually troll with the electric and with the current. That's what we're doing today. And using harnesses to track the fish, to come in close, and then to take what you've got to offer. So what I'm holding here, the ones, all of these actually are Lucky Strike worm harnesses. The ones on my left are on a fluorocarbon leader. And these are some of the larger blades that we were using today with different colored beads. The ones on my right are actually on a stranded wire leader. I don't know if you can see the reflection from the sun there. These have 3 hooks, and they've been crimped on. These have single hooks. So there's all kinds of worm harnesses. What seems to be really important is the size of the blade and the color. So these that are metal strand are good to use if you're fishing in an area where you've got a good chance of hooking up pike or maybe even muskie in some of our lakes. So the other blades that were working well. This is almost a number 4 blade. It's a pretty large blade. So this particular one is by Lure Jensen, and they also work very well. So if you match the right blades and just use worms, worms in the summertime work especially well for walleye, even though they're feeding on a variety of gobies and I'm sure other bait fish and even lamprey. And you'll probably find those fish and catch them. All right, Clay.
Got on the scoreboard, didn't I?
Now, I think it's going to be a walleye. Pat or Barb, can I just have the net? Because this might be a dinner. We'll call it a house dinner. It's not going to be a shore dinner fish. We got this little boat in the background. That's one thing about fishing.
This little boat?
Yeah, on the Detroit River. I don't know if you fished any tournaments up here.
Oh, yeah.
You got to watch those boats. Yesterday when we were up here pre-fishing, they weren't moving. So this is a walleye. Guess what, Clay? It's a good eater.
That's my first walleye. How about that?
He's probably the size of some of those saugers that you get back home.
It sure is.
Now we got some rock and roll going on here.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the big ship that's going by.
I'm used to that being up here. When I've been up here on Erie before, I've been fishing in 6 and 8 foot swells.
Well, I know when the guys are running in their bass boats to try to get back to weigh-in and stuff, they got to keep their eyes open because you hit some of these swells, you know, when you're going fast. Look at this. You can lose gear.
Oh, yeah.
You know, damage boats and stuff. I have never heard of guys getting thrown in. But you got to always keep your eyes open to see where those barges are coming.
Exactly.
So that guy's about 15 inches.
Yeah, it's good.
So we're probably going to keep about 6 or 8 fish that size. And I'm hoping that we're going to get some nice, maybe 4 to 7 pound fish.
Right.
So we can get some good photos.
Dickies Sport Fishing Sweepstakes.
So it was me and a good buddy of mine decided to jump on our mountain bikes and travel down the Grand River, seeing what the kids pick up. And there was a spot we kind of looked at each other and said, you know what, this looks like pike territory just off the main flow. I was throwing out a chartreuse spinner, and first shot, cast one out, dragged it about 2 feet towards me, and it hit hard. We hauled it out, looked at it, let him go back into his happy place. So it was a good time, good day. My buddy, he's been fishing this for about 25 years. He was the one that kind of picked the spot for me, so I got to give him the admiration for allowing me to throw the first pitch in there to grab this thing.
We'd love to hear your fishing story. Go to our website and enter the Dickies Sport Fishing Sweepstakes. It's free, and you could win some great prizes.